Hey guys, this is Adam, CEO and founder of Uprise Real Estate Partners, and thank you so much for joining me again on our weekly update on the market today. Today is May 18th, and let me first start by sharing with you guys what we're going to be covering today. So number one, we're going to be talking about what's happening in the world and what's going on, right? Two, we're going to talk about what's going on with companies and what kind of moves are they making. Three, we're going to talk about some pieces of advice that I want to give and share with you guys that me and my mentors are discussing and talking about. And just because I love you guys and want to make sure we stick together, stay together, and grow together, want to, let's share some things. And then four, let's talk about how all this is impacting our local market. And we'll discuss some stats that you may be seeing out there that I feel aren't really important or aren't relevant for what we're looking to do and that tell the story that we need to be paying attention to. So if any of this information sounds great to you, stay tuned. So, one of the biggest headlines today in the news is that Japan, the third largest economy in the world, has already been in a recession. So here's what's crazy. When I first saw the headline, I thought, okay, the in a recession now makes sense, no big deal, right? But what's crazy is they were actually already experiencing recession in the months between January, February, and March. The coronavirus just made things worse. And so what does that kind of mean for the rest of the world? Well, what it means is that what you've been hearing me talk about on a weekly basis, that the coronavirus is not, it's here today, gone tomorrow, everything goes back to normal. No, there were already signs in our state, in our country, in our world, across different sectors, that there were already bubbles starting to pop. There were already house of cards that were starting to crumble. There was already too much debt. For all the prosperity we had, there's already too much debt in the family home, in our private households, and also in the corporation level, in the government level, for things to keep going on much longer without some type of correction. So Japan going to recession is a big thing. The fact that it was already headed that direction. So we definitely want to stay tuned on that and see how many other countries follow, right? Next, I want to talk about Texas, right? Texas. Now, you guys are getting the news. Things are opening up. Governor Abbott's, opening things up. And so that is true. I believe we got some information today that the governor is opening our state up more and more. This past weekend or this past week, you probably saw more stores open than normal. You probably saw on social media, or if you drove by, more people at parks, more people at the coast, more people fishing at lakes, more. You're just seeing people get out more, right? Which is what we all really want. To be honest, as long as we're still finding ways to stay safe and make sure this thing doesn't get any worse, right? So let's talk about what's opening. So first we got, let's see. So first thing across the board is he's saying there's some businesses that can open up to 50%, meaning if you're a company and you've been closed, okay, or you've been operating at 25%, you can now go and increase your capacity, increase your operation now at 50%. If you have, now if I understand this correctly, if you have 10 or less employees and you weren't given authorization before to open up, if you have less than 10 employees and you're any kind of business, you can open up, okay? And some of those companies are gyms can open up now. Childcare can start opening up now. Youth clubs and sports operators can open up now. And then bars, bowling, zoos, aquarium, and many more, essentially entertainment things, can open up at 25%. So they can't open up 50 or 100%, but they're going to open up to 25%. Now let's keep it real. I passed a couple Cracker Barrels last week. I drove past a movie theater last week, two of them, and I drove by one movie theater and I looked and I could be like, okay, that seems about less than 25%. Drove by another movie theater, that thing looked like it was like 90, 100%. I'm just keeping it real. So is everybody following the guidelines? No. You guys hear the news about business owners getting arrested and all that kind of stuff. I don't believe that's going to happen too much more in Texas now that it's public and people, there's just an uproar about it. So what I would just say is, if you're a business owner, if you're a company, or more often I had this discussion, If you're gonna go somewhere, if you're gonna do business with someone, if you're gonna go into someone else's location, let's be honest here. It is not their responsibility to make sure you don't get sick. I'm just being honest. It is not someone else's responsibility to make sure that I provide for my family. It is not someone else's responsibility if I go up in their business to make sure I don't get sick. No, it's my responsibility to find out what are they doing to help prevent me from getting sick. That's number one as a customer, or as a smart and wise customer. Number two, what am I doing to make sure I don't get sick? But here's what I mean by that. If I found out I need something or want something, and I call and I say, what are y'all doing to make sure I don't get sick? And they say, we ain't doing nothing. We ain't doing nothing. Okay, I got a choice to make. I can either not go and give my business to someone else who's gonna give me value, right? And go to another company or another business that's gonna give me what I was gonna get there, but they're taking better care of me. They're doing things to make sure I don't get sick. Let me take my money, let me take my future business to another company who's gonna give more value to me and take care of me. Let me take care of them, right? That's one choice. The second choice could be, I want to go there anyway, so what do I need to do? Put my body bubble suit on. I don't care if it's 3 masks on your face, two pairs of gloves on each hand, gloves on the feet, wearing the kind of suit you see them, up in space and, laboratories and stuff, whatever. What I'm trying to say is you still have to take responsibility for your own health. Nobody's gonna take care of your health as much as you want to, and no one's gonna care about you as much as you do, I guess, unless it's your mama, right? So again, guys, be careful as you go out. Don't assume that all the gyms are doing the same thing. Don't assume all the bars are doing the same thing. Don't assume I'm sure they wiped everything. Don't assume that, right? So do what you can. Take your baby wipes. Take your hand sanitizer. Take your Lysol. Take your gloves. Take your mask. Whatever you need to do to feel safe and be safe for you and your family, do that. Use wisdom. Use discernment. Okay. So that's so we're gonna see. So the information I just gave you about the state opening up, I believe a lot of that's happening this Friday. So stay on the lookout for that. Next, we're going to be talking about companies and job losses. So first company you heard me mention this last time, JCPenney's. JCPenney's has now filed for bankruptcy. And so here's a little bit more of the details. So JCPenney says it's going to close about 200 stores total this year. 200, okay? So just to let you know, what that equates to, so 200 for this year. They say in 2021 they're going to close another 50 stores next year, okay? So 200 this year, 50 stores they're going to close in 2021. That equates to about 30% of their stores. So, and again, some of you might be saying, well, wait, they filed for bankruptcy, aren't they shut up? No. When corporations, yes, it's always better the way corporations do it than individuals. When corporations file for bankruptcy, it doesn't necessarily mean they're shut down entirely 100%, right? There's plenty of companies around today that filed bankruptcy before. But then there's other companies like Toys R Us, don't really exist that much anymore, but they may have a footprint here and there, right? Or they may be completely gone. So a bankruptcy, there's terms to it, just like you. If you know an individual, you file bankruptcy, but you're not not working, you're not not existing, right? But where it is advantage on the corporate side, bankruptcy on the individual side, you pretty much can't access financing and get credit, right? Whereas corporations, let's just keep it real, there's ways they can still get funding, still get capital, still get help, but they're just very limited in what they can do, and they have to essentially find a way to cut expenses dramatically, right? So they're going to cut down to about 30%. Uber is cutting 3,000 more jobs. Uber's going to be cutting 3,000 more jobs. So they're saying that they're actually cutting back, doing another 25% of cuts in their company, and they're saying that they're also, in addition to that, or because of the layoffs, they're not going to need the office space, so they're going to close about 45 offices worldwide. Obviously, some of those people that are at those offices will be working from home. Some of those people will be laid off, and this ain't no furloughing. This ain't no we're going to bring you back. This is layoff, job, cut. Okay, you guys know how I feel about that word. I think it's a silly word. If a business owner lays you off and they say they want to bring you back, they should just say they want to bring you back if they're able to, right? Because so many business owners and the government and everyone else is putting false hope into people that everyone that got furloughed is going to come back at their job. That is not going to be true. Here's the reason why. As business owners, as the economy is shaking, we have to cut down expenses because look, we can't open, some business can't open up 100%. Some business can't open up 50%. Some business can't even open 25%. So what? You're just going to bring back all your expenses, bring back all your staff when you can only operate this much? It doesn't make sense. You're pretty much at that point, if your business is closed, you might be like not making money and losing a little bit of money. But if you're open and you're not making money, now you're definitely losing money. So it doesn't make sense for people to just bring everybody back. All these companies, all these people bring furlough. That's not sensible. What's more sensible is to say, look, we gotta lay you off. We would love to bring you back. If we're able to, we'll let you know. Go do what you gotta do. Go find a new job. Go find unemployment. Go do what you gotta do. But if we can bring you back, we'll call you. Don't call us. No, I'm just kidding. But you have to think about this, right? And I guess my perspective is a little bit different because I'm a business owner and so many of my clients are business owners. So I know the pain that they're feeling and I know the stress and the turmoil that they're going through and their companies are going through. And I know how that trickle effects, affects the staff, right? And so another thing to do, and you guys know I hear Uprise with a core values and mission statement over here. You know we're about value, bringing value to people. And so what you guys gotta, I'm just gonna be honest. Some of you, have friends and family and nephews and nieces and things like that. You need to be talking to everybody about, hey, if you're going back to work or if you're waiting for a job or if you're looking for a job, what value are you giving to that job and how can you become more valuable? Let's say it again. What value are you giving to that job or that company and how can you become more valuable? The reason why I say this is because as a business owner, if I furloughed 20 people or 50 people or 100 people and now my business is opening up 25%, 50% and now I need some workers, who do you think I'm gonna call? You think I'm gonna call you think I'm gonna call Johnny who shows up to work late all the time and Johnny who doesn't want to do what he's supposed to be doing and Johnny that makes my life harder as a business owner? Or do you think I'm gonna hire Brian who shows up to work on time, who puts in extra hours, who does things outside of his job responsibilities, who is always taking care of the customer, taking care of the client, and taking care of the company, right? Who do you think I'm gonna call back if I gotta make a choice? The people that are more valuable. So to be honest with you, it's going to reveal itself, but it's also an opportunity for business owners to say, you know what, I've been so busy just running the company. Let me evaluate my staff. Let me evaluate who's really bringing value to the company, and as a business owner, who's making my life easier and who's not. If it's a bigger corporation, as a manager, which one of my team members were making my life easier or making my life more difficult? Those are some of the discussions that are going to happen. So, with Uber cutting 3,000 jobs, cutting back 25%, shutting down 45 offices, guess what? They're still making moves. Uber. This came out last week, or in the last week. Uber is getting in position, Uber already started conversations to buy Grubhub. Already. So check this out. In less than a week, they say, hey, we want to buy this other company to increase our market share and our positioning in the marketplace, right? But then we need to do some layoffs and cut some jobs and close some offices. Right, so some people say that, that's wrong of Uber. They shouldn't buy that company, and they should, try to keep those jobs. Okay, whether you agree to that or not, here's what they're doing. They're making moves. They're saying this is what we're going into, regardless of what people think about the coronavirus. We see the signs. We ain't telling everybody because we don't want no one to start selling our stock, right? But we see the signs that we may be going into a recession, so we're gonna cut expenses here. And we're gonna make moves here, and we're gonna get a better deal. We're gonna take advantage of opportunities now in this down market, so that when things do come back, things do bounce back, man, we're able to take advantage of these things like nobody's business, and we're able to just gobble up market share. So my question to you is, what moves are you making personally? What moves are you making personally? We talked about this before. I told you guys when this coronavirus epidemic started that we at Uprise are made for this. We anticipated and planned for a recession just because times were so good for so long, right? So we were structuring our company and preparing our clients and looking at different investments and thinking about worst case scenario, best case scenario, all that kind of stuff to prepare for a recession. So when the epidemic hit, while it sucked, while we got a punch on the chin, while we lost some deals initially, we were able to still be busy during this whole time because we're made for this. We've been set up for this. We prepared for this. We saw this from before. And so my question to you guys is, what moves are you making personally, right? What moves are you making to make sure that when you come out on the other side of this, when you get through this, you're better off at the end of this than you were in the middle of this, right? Or even to a greater extent, that you're in position to hit your goals and to dominate whatever space you want to dominate on the other side of this than you were even coming into this, because now you have less competition. Now the bottom 20 or 30% in your industry, in your job, at your workplace, they're not there no more. So now it's more opportunity for you to stand out at your job, to stand out in your marketplace, to stand out to your customers, right? To stand out in your community. So what moves are you making? So here's some pieces of advice that I want to give you guys that we are doing personally, business as well, and my mentors are doing as well. And I recommend you guys looking at these things to see if these might be beneficial to you as well. So understand this: JCPenney's cut back 30%, Uber cut back 25%. So what's the first thing I'm gonna recommend to you is cut back on your expenses. Now, some of you guys looked at the video in the beginning of coronavirus and you said, okay, yeah, we heard you, Adam, we cut back on expenses. Do it again. Do it again, because you might have gotten comfortable. You might have gotten comfortable like, okay, we can do takeout. Or the first month, the first 3 weeks, we were cooking every day, but now we're like ordering food every single day. So do it again. Look at your bank statement, look at your finances, look at your company, look where can you cut back expenses even more so, and we'll get into where you can cut back. So look at cutting back into your expenses during this time and do it again. So you might be saying, Adam, where can we cut back? Look, anything that is not, anything that's not one of these things, cut back on it. So number one, anything that's not making you money, right? You can see this right here. Anything that's not making you money, cut it out. Number two, anything that is not saving you money. Anything that's not saving you money, cut it out. Number three, anything that by having it or doing it, it creates more time for you so that you can then go make more money. If it ain't doing that, cut it out. So what are the things we want to keep? We want to keep the things that are helping us make more money. We want to keep the things that are helping us save more money. We want to keep the things that are giving us leverage of time so that we can then use that time to go increase our income, increase our revenue, and make more money. Okay, so those are that kind of gives you insight as far as what to cut. And what I want to do is give you a goal to shoot for is about 5 to 20%. Right? Because if you haven't done this yet since the epidemic started, go a full 20%. Figure out how you can cut your expenses by a full 20%. Figure out what card payment, whatever payments you can delay that's not going to put you in a bad situation or have a lump sum situation. Anything that you can get help on or relief from so that you can cut your expenses back for a period of time, at least to 20%. Go for that and do that. For those of you that did figure out ways to cut your expenses before, and you say, oh, I'm tapped out, Adam. No, go back and try to find at least a minimum, another 5% that you can cut out. Okay, so you say, Adam, why we got to do all this? Everything's opening back up. Didn't you just hear the governor? 50%, 25% opening up. We're good. It's all good. Look, you can think everything's good if you want to, okay? I hope I'm wrong. After this time and time again, I hope I'm wrong, okay? But if I ain't, I know it's not correct English. If I ain't, it's better to be safe than be sorry, right? So I hope I'm wrong, but you might want to pay attention. Okay, so here's what I'm recommending. Hold on to your money. Hold on to any money you can get. Hold on to any money you can get from your job, from your business, from the IRS stimulus checks, any other stimulus funds you can get a hold of, grants, loans. hold on to as much money as you can. This is not the time to be taking big risk on investments. You can, I'm investing. You can take risk in investing, but make sure you're protected in other areas, right? Make sure you're not throwing out the kitchen sink on an investment, and then next thing you know, you filing bankruptcy like JCPenney, right? So hold on to all your money, because I believe, my mentors believe, that we are going to be going into a recession. You guys heard me say this, going to a recession. Now I'm gonna make it a little bit more context for you in 6 to 12 months. 6 to 12 months. I believe we're gonna start seeing heavy signs of a recession in the fall and winter. So here's what's crazy. I think we're gonna see a spike. I think we're already seeing it as a local business. We're already seeing customers and leads and referrals and houses and selling and all that. We're already seeing a big spike this month and then June. We're already seeing it. So because the stimulus is propping everything up, right? So we're already seeing it. So I believe we're gonna see a big spike in real estate and a big spike continuing in the stock market and other areas. We're gonna see a big spike in June. And then I think that in 6 months to 12 months, I believe in the fall, winter time, we're going to see stuff hit the fan, right? Like then you're gonna start to see the stimulus start to go away. You're gonna start to see the effects of companies that got stimulus funds and had to spend it, like for example, the PPP loan, and had to spend it within a certain time. It's like, okay, everyone's here for 8 weeks, but now we still don't have as many customers. So while we're open, we're only making 30, 50, 70% of what we made before. So I can't keep all you guys, right? Airlines and cruise lines, we can't keep all you guys. Right? Bars. Okay, we're 100% open, but not as many women are coming. Because not as many women are coming, not as many men are coming. And so, yeah, we don't need as much staff. We're not making as much money, right? So I think we're going to see an effect where in 6 or 12 months, we'll be in a recession. And it's going to be more important than ever to make sure that you have the cash and the funds to withstand any hard times, whether you keep your job or you end up, not having employment at the time. So that's kind of what I recommend. Let's see, anything else? So that's pretty much it, guys. And guys, this is not just you receiving a video just to receive it and hear it and say, okay, that's great. Guys, please engage with us. If one thing that we're doing right now, we're doing strategy call sessions, strategy Zoom sessions, and strategy consultations. There are a lot of people, whether they're buyers and they want to take advantage of great interest rates, and they have great credit scores, they have their down payment plus a little money for closing costs. There are buyers who want to know, Adam, help me strategize, help me come up with the right game plan to take advantage of this market and the opportunities, because I may not see another time like this. I didn't see it the last 4 or 5 years, so help me take advantage of it. We have other investors who are saying, hey Adam, help me strategize and game plan for now and the future. Help me understand what you're seeing on the market and what's a good investments, what are good investments now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and then what do you see things going 12 months from now, and let's strategize and game plan for those things so we can either wait and just invest later on in the future and I can get my money right, or we can do some things now to take advantage of what's currently on the market and take advantage of what's out there a year from now as well. And then I would say the third category is sellers. Sellers who twofold. Sellers that say, hey, I know my real estate. You told me, Adam, but I didn't listen. My real estate's the top of the price where it's going to be at. I have a whole bunch of equity in my property because you helped me get a good deal, or I got the deal from somewhere else, but I have a whole bunch of equity in this property. And if you say we're going to go into a recession in about 6 to 12 months, I need to go and get that equity out, sell my property. I don't want to keep it as a rental past 5 years. If you do want to keep it as a rental past 5 years, then keep the property. But if you or someone has real estate and they have equity in real estate and they really don't want to keep it, or they may not can keep it for past 5 years, definitely let's set up a call, set up a conversation so we can talk to them about how to get various ways and different options that we can get their equity out. Because again, once that value goes down, the equity's gone. The equity's gone, right? And so the other kind of seller is distressed sellers, right? So you're gonna have sellers that have job loss. You're gonna have sellers who just feel time to downsize. That they want to cut back on expenses, right? They know, okay, we're going to recession. I saw my mom, I saw my grandmother, I saw my aunt, whoever go through that recession. back in the Great Recession of 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, we're going to be better prepared for it. So let's downsize now, right? Or distressed sellers that say, hey, I'm behind on my payments, it's getting worse, don't really see a way out of this. We have some equity in the property, or we don't have some equity in the property. Adam, talk to us about our options of selling our home and getting some money and being able to move on and make sure we don't just survive, but we thrive through these economic times. So if it's you or anyone else that you know that fits one of those 3 categories, please let us know. We're here to help, answer questions, give insight. The biggest thing is make sure that you are preparing, planning, strategize, talking, getting ideas, seeing what else is out there, seeing what's working, seeing what's not working, to be educated so you guys can make the best decision for yourselves and your families. I love you. We love you. Talk to you soon.